The boy said, let me hear you. Da 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 moyo yo da 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 moyo yo da 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 oyo yo a good Voch Rabbi sai. Lili nicht maß in mir, Rossi, Rusbas Mordechai, gewaltig. Good Voch. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for hosting. I want to say shkoyach to the Rebbe, to the Rav. It's very heartwarming. I know there's a lot of... How many guys here in the room do the daf? Wow. Beautiful, beautiful. Anybody drive from far? Anybody from Lakewood? Two guys from Lakewood. Two guys from Lakewood. Beautiful. All right. Reb Ari, what's that? Rabbi Isai, we're going to hear from the Rav for, he said, just 2 minutes or so. And another, after that, I'm going to introduce to you my Heilige Father. It's the very, very first time that I think, since I started giving shir, that he was here. He's the first time he ever heard me say, I should say, Li'ilu nishma asimi mirasi rusvas Mordechai, if I didn't say it. But it's the first time he heard me say, you scared him. All right, come, Reb Nisanel, come.
Good Voch, everyone. So I'm Nisanel Gantz. I just want to thank everyone for those that heard the shir. I had a stick of fire, so I ended up renting. Hashem sent me here to Cedarhurst and ended up in this shul. It's a tremendous chus to be the shul. It was so welcoming, so amazing with the Rebbe and Reb Yossi. And it's chus to have this year here, and hopefully to be the beginning of keep on going weiter in the shul. With that, Reb Yossi to say a few words.
B'shus kol HaKodesh, b'shus the Rebbe is angezinnt, and the Magidashiyah's father. It's an honor to be here tonight. Tonight we turn back the clock. Not just 1 hour, but 55 years. 55 years ago, the 5 towns was a midbar shmama. And like my cousin, Reb Mordechai Kamenetsky, to quote, he says, in the 5 towns 55 years ago, there were rabbis that spoke about the Lord Almighty. And then the Rebbe came and he brought the Eibishter along with him to town. So, the Rebbe and his unforgettable brother-in-law, Rabbi Kamenetsky, Zechet Tzadik Levrucha, planted 55 years ago, in 1970, Tufshin Lamed, the seeds of authentic Torah and Yiddishkeit in this town through Torah. The Rebbe instituted Daf Yomi right here in this Besmedrish so many years ago. And that's why it's an honor to have such an achsanya, because the Rebbe turned 5 towns into an achsanya shel Torah, and there was so many that was skeptical about the value of Daf Yomi at that time. And when Avram Avinu came back from Mitzrayim, Rashi tells us that he stayed in the same achsanya that he stayed in on the way down to Mitzrayim. Why was it so important? Zog the Heilige Chasam Sofer. When Avram Avinu went down to Mitzrayim, he was a mockery. Everyone laughed at him. They said, who are you serving? What Rebbeinu Shalom? He's making you into a wandering nomad. You're a nobody. You're traveling from Ur-Kasdim to Choron to Canaan. Now you're going down to Mitzrayim. He didn't have what to answer. When he came back and Pari made him rich and wealthy, Avram Kovid Moed, he came back to the same achsanya. It was important to come back and proclaim to all those scoffers, all those leitzonim. You see, there's a cheshbon. This is why the Rebbeinu Shalom sent me down to Mitzrayim. I came up with so much riches, and even Baruchnius, he came up because Loit wasn't there anymore. That was the objective of Choizrin La'olam al Yishan Udam Achsanya Shaloi. The Torah also has an achsanya. Achsanya shel Torah. And tonight, the Torah is Choizeres al Achsanya Shaloi, and that's why it's a kuvah to have such a Magichir who made the blood Gemara that is the fundamental yisoid of true, authentic Yiddishkeit, the way to grow. He made it so geschmack for so many Yidden that they should be able to build their own Achsanya Shel Torah, turn themselves into an Achsanya Shel Torah, and their homes into Achsanya Shel Torah. That's why I want to give a brucha to Reb Stefansky. They say a good businessman knows how to take an existing product and make it even better. So Reb Stefansky, you took the best product we have, the Torah, the blood Gemara. You made it so much better. I want to wish you that Mitzvah Shem, all of these Talmidim, you should see them take your product and make it even better. La Hagdel Torah, La Hadira, La Oirich Yumim, Vishunim Toivus. You and your father should see sein Gesundheit, many, many years of Nachas, Mitzvah Shem, from Torah, Avoide, Gimenes Chasudem, and it's an honor. And the Rebbe is saying, "Gesinnt nicht stark, leurich yom v'shulim toivus." Mr. Shem, we should all together dance towards Mashiach Tzidkeni with the blätterle Gemurah that kept us alive in the Gulis. Yashikoyach for coming.
Thank you so much. Yashikoyach, Yashikoyach. Rabbi Isai, today I was at my brother Rafal's house. He lives right next to where I grew up on Sage Street. And we davened in the Agudah Shul. And during Ma'ariv, something hit me, a past trauma. Mamash hit me, and it brought tears to my eyes. I was a kid, and I was the wildest kid you've ever seen. And I had a tradition, every time I went to shul, I would beat another kid up. And one day, one of the fathers came over to my father and was mevayishim berabim. He screamed at him in front of the whole shul, in front of the whole agudah. He said, "You don't take care of your kid. He's running around." And my father didn't say a word, not one word. Then he kept on going, and he wanted a reaction. My father didn't, he just looked at him, and the whole shul, not a single person said anything or did anything, they were just looking and staring. And then my father eventually started looking into the chumash. He was holding a chumash in his hand, and the guy was so upset that he took the chumash and threw it on the floor. And he kept on screaming, and nothing. So I want to introduce to you not only a big oived on his midas, but a person that I don't know anybody in this generation that learns with such hasmada, tremendous hasmada. He gives 2 shiurim a day, each one 7 daf. It's 14 daf. He does it in Yiddish and in Hebrew. He learns Yom V'Layla, and it's a tremendous honor for me to introduce my Heilige Father, Rabbi Stefansky, just for a few words. Shkoyach. Come up. You want to sit or you want to stand? That's it. Bij stemde. Ersten State. Guck herum. Gib ein Kick. Oi benon, zeste.
I didn't prepare anything and I'm not ready to speak. I just want to say that I want to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu for giving me the schus to be able to be mishtatev with such a holy tzibur that Motzei Shabbos after 10 o'clock there's nothing better to do in Cedarhurst. There's no place to go out, but I don't know. Daf Yomi, say you do it in the morning before you go to work. Such a tremendous enthusiasm, such a beautiful thing to watch a holy tzibur entirely. It indicates on the, not on this tzibur only, but it shows what we have, the great, great thing, how everybody is a shutev. Everybody, we know Yontif, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us to take hadassim as a reach. Harav is nothing, no reach, no tam, garnished. To take a peri that has a tam, a reach. Everything together, and regular Yid and a more intense Yid. Everybody comes together, and one Daf Yomi holds them. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me the schus to watch and see one person. My son Reb Yosef Spiegel, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him the capability and the koyach of gathering such a tremendous amount of tzibur that I'm sure that each one has a different connection to the daf, because it's not possible that two people have the same mehalchim. I mean, the daf is a huge thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should bless you all and should give you everybody what he needs. And the schus HaTorah zal beistein jeden einem, and whatever he does, everybody should get his yeshuas and what he needs, and the holiness that he's lacking and that he wants to get, he should get by the chibur to this beautiful, beautiful place together with Rebelli. It should all grow and grow as in ruchnius and in gashmius.
Wow, shkoyach.
I Lirois bunim, oy bunim evnai bunim. I Lirois bunim, bunim evnai bunim. I oiskim batoyru. Toiru v'mitzvos b'yamas Hoy v'yeskalirois lirois bunim bunim evnai bunim I v'yeskalirois lirois bunim I bunim evnai bunim I oiskim batoyro v'mitzvos b'yamas ay is chazay kes levuvam letoyro v'avoydo o Yaakov Hakoil kirtzoin chuvatoi voyoyoi vischazaikes levuvam letoiru vavoyidu Hakoil kirtzoin chuvatoi.
All right, our voice it was very special, for me at least. You'll remember, you were here at the time that Eli's father came and he spoke. First time in 7 years. He was at the Shabbaton, but I don't think he came into the shir then, and he spoke at the Melava Malka but to come into the shir. And he put a lot of koiches into me, specifically from all his kids. He had a lot of hope. He called me, he named me after the Vilna Gaon, and he was hoping I'll be like the Vilna Gaon. Then he saw it not, said, okay, maybe like the Chazon Ish. I think, and when I told him, I said this, I just told some interview, I had a little shmooze with him. I said, listen, it's not going well in Koil. I'm already in Koil for 6 years. I just don't have the zitzfleisch. It's not, I'm gonna go into real estate. He looked at me and he started crying. He's like, what? He says, I thought you're gonna be a gadol. Yeah. Anyway, back to this. 5 Towns Shir, thanks you. Thank you to the Smersh of Cedarhurst for hosting the night shir. The Rebbe Shlita and Reb Yosef Spiegel, Yishkoyach Reb Yosef. The Shul President Yisrael Wasser and Gaboyim for making it possible. The in-house Maggid Shir, Reb Yamin Sharf. Where is he? Is he here? Where? Shalom Aleichem Reb Yamin. Only you could appreciate what it means to give a share every day, right? Thanks for taking care of the Yomi for our Chaver that's here in Shabbosim. Thank you for the local MD Wires that helped arrange tonight's shir. Meir Resnick, Ariel Blumenthal, Nisim Bokau, Chuni Unger. Where's Chuni? Shkoyach Chuni. Yishkoyach for the gift. Came all the way to the house to give me a gift. Yishkoyach. Kobe Moses, Moshe Lachman, DJ Steierman. That's how you pronounce it? Where is he? DJ. Shalom Aleichem. Thank you. Adam Maslow, Elliot Hagler, Mendy Wechter, and Ushi Klein. I always say we got to somebody put a picture in here. Let me see if it works. Yeah, it works. The buttons work. This is the first live share in the 5 Towns Sukkot 2020 during COVID. You believe it? This is it. That was the whole share basically. Eli Dykeman is here tonight. Who else from this picture is here tonight? Avi Sherman, I mean. Huh? Where's Kalman? Kalman from the 5 Towns is here? Where's Kalman? Hey Kalman, how you doing? You have the original hat even. Wow. Kalman from the 5 Towns, believe it or not. All right. Rabbi Isai, my mechuteneste, Chamudi, it's coming. If you behave well, you'll get a slice or two. Thank you to Mrs. Chamudi Jacob, sponsoring and providing the sourdough pizza from Melava Malka. It's unbelievable stuff. After shir tonight. It's beautiful. No, Bemis, she gave me sourdough. Don't ask, it was a whole thing. The dips, I don't know if you know about her. What did she call Kim Sourdough? You know about this? Chamudi. Rabbi said real quickly, we have 28 locations now in Eretz Yisrael. 28, it's incredible, Pashat incredible. And there's one that just started, needs chizuk in Bayswater. Rabbi Levitin, Shkoyach. How's it going? What was your best night? How many guys?
8.
8, that's pretty good.
Where is it?
Where in Bayswater?
In Young Israel upstairs.
Young Israel upstairs. Givaldik. What's this? I don't know. Oh, it's this. Oh. Just real quickly, just want to share how far this journey has come, Baruch Hashem, while leading up to some of the boys traveling to see in person. So I wasn't sure if they're coming tonight. Are they here tonight? The guys from the Shaitel Head, the Shaitel, they're here? Rabbi say, stand up, no? Wow, check this out. I got this email, and I didn't, there was other emails, and I said, maybe they're going to come tonight, so I threw it in real quickly. Before Pesach, Moshe started Masechtas Makis with the shir and finished it strong, even learning after long work days, sometimes at 2, 3 in the morning. Where's Moshe? Moshe, stand up, Moshe. Wow. The boy said, look what he started. After Pesach, he began Masechtas Shavuos and gathered friends from Orach Chaim to learn nightly at our DLA Academy. In the summer, the learning continued in camp. It became the official night seder for the whole shir. Moshe even got to enhance both siyumim by playing the keyboard, adding simcha and song to the celebration. Now, the same boys who began with your voice in their ears can't wait to meet you in person. You know what? Get over here. Come. Rabbi said, get over here. We're attaching a few short clips that capture the growth along the way. Thank you for being the spark behind it all. Shir truly changes lives. One daf, one neshama, one bacher at a time. May Hashem give the strength. Kim. Rabbi said, take a look on the screen. You'll see them. This is them learning in camp. Good morning, Rabbi. Come, guys. Maybe come this way. Stand over on this side, right over here. Shalom Aleichem. I'll say Shalom Aleichem to each one. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. Nice to meet you. Shalom Aleichem. Whoa. Kinda, what's going on here?
We're the ambassadors.
Shalom Aleichem. No. No. We can't stand in the back. You can't stand. All right. Gewaldig. All right. Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Very good. Excellent. Gewaldig. Thank you. Shkoyach. Where's Moshe? You started it all? Unbelievable. Look what you did. Gewaldige stuff. Kol hakavod. What is this? Gewaldig. Okay, you just... Okay, gewaldig. There's a new calendar. What is this? This is your favorite. Nisanel. Calendar. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. I told the Oilam, but I want to record this. Maseches Zevachim is available in Art Scroll with Nekudas, and now available in the entire Shas with Nekudas. So if the Nekudas meaning on the regular part of the Gemara has Nekudas from Oiz Vahadar, unbelievable project of Ari Haas and his friends. Yishkoyach Reb Ari is here in the audience. Yishkoyach. He's the one also that donated, I don't remember, maybe $30,000 worth of Masechtas Makis. Was Makis? Unbelievable. Shkoyach Reb Ari, a Torah friend. Okay, I think we could start learning a little Torah. We have a Gewaldige Daf today. Oh, but before we learn Torah, we have to do the sponsors. Breakfast sponsored, the breakfast in the Beis Medrash, Michael Harbader, also a fellow pilot, in honor of the bar mitzvah, my grandson, Shalom Eliyahu Harbader of Kiryat Sefer, Mazel Tov. Masechta sponsors, David Salomon, dedicated in memory of Yimoiri, Reb Shmuel Baruch ben Reb Chaim Tzvi Doiv, Zechron Levracha. Masechta sponsored, anonymous, Nishmas Doidi Shlomi Yehudo, Zechron Levracha, Shmuel Chayim, Asher Shokav Alom, and Kodshim Kol Chayov, L'schus Refuah Shleima Nachum Tzvi ben Yenta, sponsored by Skyberg Capital in honor of our friends Mary Kovacs, Taki, and Shamshi Shlafrak for the devotion to Torah study in this year. Joel Gedalius, my father, Jack Gedalius, anonymous. Hatzlach LeBaruch Nish Gashmis. Monthly sponsors anonymous from London. Rabbi, say you hear this? Monthly sponsors anonymous from London. Remember that name. Anonymous from London. Parnasa B'Shefa. Anonymous. Brochat B'Lidai. Baruch Tzvi Nisim Ben Shoshana Leah Yehuda Ben Ben Chava. Weekly sponsors. Ari Simon. Lili Nishmas. Rabbi Umayr Bezer David Ben Ribber Naftali Alevi Zeichet Al Gevracha Neuberger. Rebbe Neuberger of Ner Yisrael Nifta Zayin Cheshvan, a true loss to the Ner Yisrael community worldwide. Daily sponsors Mordechai Zapaznik family, Lili Nishmas Rivka Shendel Bas Rabbi Yisrael Ari Zapaznik, Men Shomav and Aliyah. May she be in Melitz Yoish for Shendel Zapaznik, the entire Mishpach and all of Klal Yisrael. David Shakovitsky, 19th yard side of Lili Nishmas Ruach Perel Bas Reb Yitzchok Aleh Shalom, 19th yard side. Anonymous. Thank you, Hashem. Hatzlachem Parnasa. Refuah Shleima L'chol Choyli Am Yisrael. Anonymous from London. In honor of my wedding today, Sunday, may everything go smoothly. Mazel Tov, anonymous from London. And the way art. monthly. Yonatan Eitan Ben B'Shav Bracha, for Shleima, Mordechai Ben Esther, for Sayeled, Daniel Zev Ben Ayelet Esther, Raboisai. Here we go. We're holding on Daf Memches on Beis, 6 lines from the bottom. Rabbi Yisrael, if you don't mind not to go in front of the camera, Yishkoyach. I'll say this again. I don't know if you were listening to the shir, you heard the shir, a lot of people didn't. I want to say that this past Thursday, I was saved from Yena Machla. You're looking at me in shock. It's a day that's going to go down in the history of my life as one of the worst days. I had bad news on 5 different fronts. I say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu did me a favor. He mamish. I take it b'simcha. The day like that, b'simcha g'doila, be'emes. I asked my father if I could say it like that. He said, yes. He said, because it's true. You were saved from that thing that I told him what happened to me that day. He said, yes. You were saved from a terrible machla. That's how I look at it. So I want to, but the point is, the smallest of all the things that happened that day is that I went to the airport to catch a flight to get to my brother's vart here. He made a vart, his daughter got engaged. And they told me that there's a big problem in New York. They shut down Newark for 7-8 hours or whatever. Your flight has been canceled, but we're going to reroute you through North Carolina. So they put me on a flight to North Carolina, and I'm waiting for the flight, and it's delayed 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours later. I'm like, this is not if I don't make my connecting flight, I'm going to be in North Carolina for Shabbos. I don't know anybody in North Carolina, so I went back home. The problem is that they had my suitcase with all my stuff. So that was the smallest of all the problems. That was problem number 1. Problem number 2 is that I didn't record any shiurim yet. So I went home, and I didn't have time to record that day because of everything that was going on that day. I couldn't learn. I wasn't learning. I learned maybe an hour and a half the whole day. So I sat down, opened up the Gemara. You can understand where my head was and how much koyach I had and how much food I ate that day. And I learned through the night. And about 3 in the morning, I started giving shiurim. 3, 4, the worst of the worst. I don't know if anybody wants to watch those shiurim. It was good. Stop it. Terrible, terrible stuff. I'm saying this to the Olam because everybody has their ups and their downs. Everybody has bad days. I'm looking at that day. I'm saying be'emes, b'simcha, because Baruch Hu saved me. I don't know from what He saved me. And even in those days, you got to learn. You got to learn. You got to do the daf. There's no excuses. There shouldn't be any excuses for anybody. So when you say you had a rough day, think about it. All you have to do is open up the computer and watch. You don't have to prepare. You don't have to. What's the word? Not act. You don't have to perform. Exactly. You're not performing for an audience. You just sit there in your bed, be gesetzt and watch the shir. That's it. All right. We're in a better place today. Gewaldig. So we finished off the Moir Dikadei talking about. So here on the screen. I'm going to show stuff that those who do the shir are familiar with, those who don't, it's new. We're talking about the northern part of the Azar. You see, that's the Mizbeach, and everything from the end of the Mizbeach to the top of the screen is the north. L'mashal, here, this is the north. In the green box is the north. All the Gemara is doing now is learning, how do you know that a oila, chatas, asham, all the karbanas, you have to shecht in the north. The northern part of the screen. There's a machlokes. Is it also in the blue box? Is it also in the purple box? But that's the north. So says the Gemara 6 lines from the bottom. Ashkechon shchita ba'oila lemitzvah. The main pasuk. You can even see the pasuk here on the bottom. V'shochat oisa yerech hamizbeach tzafayna lefnei Hashem. Tzafayna is north. You should take the oila and shecht it in the north. Says the Gemara, we know in Kachim, when the Torah says it once, it means it's a good idea. Only if the Torah says it twice is it ma'akev. It's a must. So says the Gemara, Ashkechon shchita ba'oila l'mitzvah, Kabbalah nami l'mitzvah Ashkechon. We also saw that there's a mitzvah to receive the blood. Shchita v'Kabbalah l'akim min oila. But how do you know by your oila, which is the source? This is the source. How do you know by oila? If you don't do it, it's not a good oila. Omer Avada bar Ava, Omer Avada bar Hava, V'temer Rabba bar Shilo, Kavachoymer. U'machatas haba mekoyach oila ma'keves. Have a Kavachoymer. Chatos. We know, we had a whole sugi yesterday that a chatos, if you don't do it in the north, it's ma'akev. Oila shaba chatos. Mikoicha in adin shema'keves. Where do you know chatos from? You know chatos from oila. The whole source is this pasuk that you see on the screen. Oh, if I go like that, it goes on the screen? Great. If I go like that, no. Okay. Anyways, the pasuk on the bottom, that's by oila. And the chatas I learned from the oila. So if chatas is ma'akev, certainly it should be ma'akev the oila. Says the Gemara, Malach chatas shekem mechaperes l'chayav krisos. Maybe there's a special halacha that it's ma'akev, it's no good, because chatas is powerful. It has the ability to forgive those who are chayav kares. Omer Avina, this is givaldik. Hakashi leila Ravada Rahava, this is what he was trying to say. Klumatzinu tofel chomer min ha'ikar. How is it possible that the source is less chomer than what you're learning? You're learning chatas from ha'oila, and you're telling me that the source, the oila, is less than the chatas? It's not ma'akev, but the chatas is? It makes no sense. So we have a gevaldik Gemara here that only lasts for like 10 lines, but it's gevaldik. Says the Gemara, yeah, I'll bring you 3 examples where how do you say the opposite of the source? The outcome, what's the word? Huh? Somebody louder? The product. For lack of a better word, a product. You don't like it? You have a better one? Output. The output. Oh, the source and the output. Okay. I'm going to go now with the output. For the lack of a better. Shemalachim shloimi. Never miss. There's a guy that's wearing a yarmulke here. Where's the guy with pick your yarmulke up for a second. You allowed? And I'll turn it around to shloimi. Show him. You drove with him. So why is he standing there like a schnar in the back? Okay. Zok the Gemara. V'loi vari meiser. Rabbi say, all of you know this video, but for the new guys that have never watched the shir, meiser sheni. I can't even say it. I said it 1,000 times. Okay, we'll say it. Guy has a pile of produce. From every 100, he has to give 2 to the kohen. That's truma. Then he has to take 10 and give that to the Levi. And on years 1, 2, 4, 5 of Shemitah, he gives another 10% to who? To himself. It's called Meiser Sheni. Now it's too heavy. He has way too much produce. So what does he do? He changes, he redeems it into cash, into money. And the money he takes up to Yerushalayim. So ask the Gemara, Vari Meiser du Nivdo. The Meiser Sheni itself, if it becomes Tamei itself, you can redeem it. Vila lekuach bekesef Meiser eini nivda. But what you purchase with that money is more chomer than the source, the output. What you purchase with the money, the output, is more severe than the source. The source you can redeem, but the output, if you buy steak with the money in Yerushalayim and it becomes tamei, you cannot redeem. This na no lekuach because of ma'aser shenitma. If it becomes tamei yipada, you should be pointed. Reb Yehuda you cover. According to Reb Yehuda, though, it's more chomer. You have to bury it. I'll tell you a little mashal that I thought today. I don't know if somebody has a better mashal. I couldn't come up with a better one. Let's say a mad scientist, clones a sheep. Clones a sheep. He's able to take this sheep A and clone it to B. Now he goes and he tries to clone B and it doesn't work. He tried to clone it, it's not good. He could only clone A and make B. But once he goes to B, he can't clone it. Is that a maila or chesaron? Is B strong or B is weak? Huh? It's weak. That's what the Gemara is saying here, basically. The fact that you cannot redeem the outsource, the output, but you could redeem the source, is not because the output is strong. It's weak. That's why you can't redeem it. It doesn't have enough gedusha for you to redeem it. Okay. As the Gemara of Arei Tmura. What's Tmura? The famous Tmura. Huh? Yeah, no, I'm not asking literally. Yeah. Somebody has a little oila, and he finds a much better animal, so he decides to redeem it, to exchange it, and make that his carbon. That's an Issur D'Oraisa called Tmura. I guess we don't have volume here today. That's very sad. Do we have volume, guys? Are you able to do volume? Why not? Huh?
Going only into the video system.
Okay, I guess you're not going to understand what's going on here. Mati Belsky would be very happy. Mati, it's not in Hebrew. It's in blank. It's better? Hold on, maybe I have subtitles in English. At least you can read subtitles. Pretend that you're Chinese and you don't understand what's going on here, but you're able to read the subtitles.
בהמה בעלת מום, רגל שבוע, חשש לניחות תפקודית קבוע. בואו ננסה להקדיש. אז הרי את עולה, אוח לא עובד. אוקיי, אז הרי את חטאת שוב לא עובד. בואו ננסה, הרי אתה שם גם זה לא עובד. פסח, לא עובד. שלמים, גם לא עובד. מה אני עושה? מה נסגר? כלום, כלום, כלום לא עובד. רגע! הרי את תמורה. כן, כן, זה הבת!
It's ganz good. Basically what it's saying is that you cannot take a broken-legged animal and make it into any carbon. There's no such thing. You cannot say, you broken-legged animal should be an oila. It doesn't work. You broken-legged animal or any mum, one of the 24 mum, you cannot be a oila chatas asham. But there is one thing that it can be. What? Tmura. If you already have an existing animal that's a carbon, that's a oila, and you look at your broken-legged animal in the hospital bed and you say, it should be a tmura, poof, it turns into a oila. That's how you can make a broken-legged animal into a oila. Isn't that the source to be an oila? You can't make it an oila. But to be a tmura, to be the output, that you could do. So Gemara is saying, you see that the secondary thing is more severe than the original. It itself, it works for the Tmura. Says the Gemara, no. Tmura mekoich kodashim kasu, kachim kasu. V'kachim mekoich chulin kasu. Very simple answer, gewaldic answer. How does Tmura work? Tmura works because you already have a carbon that's a oila, that's kodesh, and I'm going to take the kedusha that already exists and transfer it into my larger animal or smaller, it doesn't matter. But the point is, there's something that exists already, there's kedusha that exists, and I'm bringing it over here. But when you try to start from scratch, you take a broken-legged animal and say, hey, I want you to be an oila, not a tmura, an oila, there's no kedusha. You want to create a new kedusha. That doesn't work on a broken-legged animal. But if you're trying to take kedusha that already exists in the oila and transfer it over here, that works. There's a pasuk here that I was going to show you, but we don't really need it. Here, it just says in the pasuk, does anybody know what the word ra means? What does ra mean in this pasuk? Huh? L'chayr means not as good, but over here it means it has a mum. It's ra. Toiv b'ra, ra b'toiv. And then the pasuk says at the end, "V'hoya hu smurasa yekodesh." A balmum does become tmura. That's the nekuda of this pasuk. Okay, we go weiter. How you guys doing? Everything good? We're getting to easier sugyas in a second. Hold on. Hari Pesach. Korban Pesach. Oh, we have a great picture of a Korban Pesach. I love it. You know that how the pole goes through and through this animal. Okay, we're not going to be too descriptive. When we learn Pesachim, we had to be a little bit more, but you could understand from the picture what's going on here. That's how it is. You put the skewer right through, from his mouth, right through the body, and then you roast him. That's how it's done. So Pesach, that's the Gemara of Hari Pesach. Oh, again, if you're new to this year, it's gewaldig. You're going to learn so many new things today, it's incredible. Smicha is that you have to lean on every carbon, put your body weight on it. I can tell you guys never saw the shir. Nesachim, what's Nesachim? This is on top of the Mizbeach. The Kohen pours the libations, the yayin, into a special vessel over there, goes to the bottom of the Mizbeach. The Korban Pesach doesn't get any of this. Utnufas chazav v'shoik. This is tnufas chazav v'shoik. You have to shake the meat just like we shake a lulav. Shake the meat. Okay. So that's the Gemara. Listen to this. A Korban Pesach doesn't get smicha, doesn't get nesachim, doesn't get tnufas. What if you lost your Korban Pesach? You put aside a Korban Pesach, it ran away, so you got a second one. Then you find the original. What do you do with it? After Pesach, you make it into Korban Shlomim. Then you do have to do smicha, tnufa, everything. So you see that the output is stronger than the source. By the way, I have to say, tremendous shkoyach to have Remy Cohen. It's after 4 o'clock in the morning in Eretz. He's sitting there working the buttons, making things happen here. Shkoyach. Oh, he's doing it. Let him do it. Says the Gemara, Pesach b'shayim shana shlomimu. The reason is because the Korban Pesach that you don't shecht on Erev Pesach turns automatically into a shlomim, and a shlomim does require tnufa and all that other stuff. By the way, did you know that some people don't make hamoitzi on matzah after Pesach? Only on Pesach they make hamoitzi. So Svardim, Lubavitch, I think. There's some people, even Ashkenazim, Litvaks. Why? 5-towners. On the plane, it's always mezainis, matzah. It's not bread. So the Gemara says like this. How do we know that we're still trying to find the source that if you don't shecht the oila in the northern part of the Azara, then it's ma'akev, it's no good. It's like a second time, it's like a second pasuk with the word ha'oila right over here. And that second time makes it ma'akev. Tonight, Rabbi Yosef is the yahrzeit of Reb Nosson Tzvi Finkel, also Mama Rachel Imenu. The shul that I davened when I was a kid, the Aguda, so I went there Friday night, and the Rav, Rabbi Brownstein, he said a few great stories. I want to share with you one story that I heard from him. It was very moving. He said, Reb Nosson Tzvi wanted to take care of this family of Yisayimim, and he sent letters to the Bacher, and learning, and the Chizuk. The 7-year-old sister, the Yisayima, she was jealous that she wasn't getting a letter from the Rishiva. So the Bacher wrote to Reb Nosson Tzvi, my sister also, she feels bad she's not getting a letter. So Reb Nosson Tzvi wrote her a letter. And there's a person with Parkinson's, so he drew a heart, and it's a very shaky heart. It says, Dear, I'm not going to say her whole name, Dear Miriam, heart, Nosson Tzvi. Like, love Nosson Tzvi. He sent his love to a 7-year-old Yisayima. I thought it was incredible. He drew it. He drew a heart, the Rishiva. All right, Zok the Gemara. Minala Asha Minala in the Bayitzav. Nu Sugi Rabbi. We just finished Oila. We know chatos. How do you know asham? Another type of a carbon. A nazir brings a asham. We saw asham shif charufa. This is like 5 ashamois. How do you know that you have to shecht it in the northern part of the Azara? Look, show the whole thing here. The northern part of the Azara. D'chsiv b'makom asher yishchatu es ha'oila yishchatu es ha'asham. In the same, there's a pasuk. The same place that you shech the oila. Where do we shech the oila? We already established that's ma'akiv in the north. So too the asham. Ashkan shchita kabbalah min alon. Oh, we even have this. If you're not following, we could do one of these. How do you know Kabbalah? How do you know the person receiving the blood? Maybe it's like this guy. I don't know if you could see, but right over here, there's the green is the north. And there's one guy, there's another guy standing outside of the green box. How do you know that that's not okay for Kabbalah Saddam? Okay, finally we have in this chart right over here, the actual Makabah guy, it says V'es. Now, says Gemara, how do I know that if you don't do it in the north, take the carbon, throw it out, start all over? So Gemara's going to say, V'es dam yizruk. Sorry. No, that's not it. B'shochat es hakeves. That's Yoshi, 3 o'clock in the morning, came out the wrong box. We have to put in here V'es dam yizruk, we have to put b'shochat es hakeves. Okay. It was like already Matzah Shabbos B'yas, and he's like talking to me and communicating. I was like, why don't you go to sleep? No, I got to finish this. We have a great people. Unbelievable. Shkoyach, everybody. By the way, I forgot to say, from all these shkoyachs, I forgot to say Shkoyach to Nasanel Gans, who's behind the whole scene over here. And Reb Yisrael Goldstein on the photography. I wasn't told or reminded, but I just came to me, so I'll say it. We have a Shabbaton. January 9th. I'm telling you, I promise you, I don't promise. Almost every single person that comes out of there comes out with such a high. It's life-changing. No? Rabbi Yisrael. Okay. By the way, is David in the house from Twillery? Where is he? Woo! Spicy's here. Oh, I got to tell you something. We got to take a little pause. Okay, you know what? We got to go a little bit into the sugya, and then I'm going to ask you to come up here. You got to spice up the oil. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. Hold on a second. Nisanel he's dreading it. Nisanel is with me. Says the Gemara like this. Fine. Ask the Gemara of I'm a boy like this Hanya. This v'shachas hakeves, I need it for something else completely. Davar shoy b'chlal v'yotza lida b'davar chodesh. Rabbi, so you guys say karbanos? Of course you do. You understand what this is? Davar shoy b'chlal v'yotza lida b'davar chodesh. Even if you say karbanos every single day, I don't think you know what you're talking about over here. V'yotza lida b'davar chodesh. Iator shoy lachzir l'kloloi at shechzerena hakazav l'kloloi b'ferish. Check this out. Just a beautiful depiction that Yoshi did just for this. Take a look at this. Givaldik. So what does that mean? We have by the Mitzvah, we're going to see in a second, the Asham Mitzvah. There's a bunch of Ashamis, right? One of them is the Mitzvah brings the Asham. The Torah puts it in a category, all the Ashamis, then all of a sudden takes out and just discusses this Asham Mitzvah. So it's a Davar Shaya B'Klal. This Asham Mitzvah was in the general category, the Yatza, and it went out, Lida Medavar Chodesh. It comes to talk about something new. What happened? Ketzad? Oh, tell you another Maisa. Why not? We're here to 12, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be the longest share of all time with my father and Ariel Haas. Okay. The pizza's getting cold. I have. She's like coming. It's coming now. Listen to this Maisa. The Stipler's daughter tells the Stipler, Chaim's back went out. Sweet, really? He goes running over to Chaim's house. He knocks on the door, comes flying in. He says, Chaim, take your shirt off right now. Okay, takes his shirt off. He starts doing this whole thing, pushing his bones into the position, the whole thing. And then he looks at him. He says, listen, you're not leaving the bed until tomorrow. Okay. Sadly goes back home and tells his daughter, don't worry about it. I took care of Chaim. His back is fine. She says, I met my husband, Chaim Kov, whatever his name is, Chaim Kofeld, something like that. So he runs to Reb Chaim. Just picture this. Reb Chaim Kanievsky is minding his own business, and his father comes in and says, take your shirt off. Okay, take your shirt off. He didn't say a word. He didn't say, Abba, why? Garnished. And he says, get into bed. He got into bed. He says, you're not coming out of bed for a day. Got into bed. So Reb Chaim the disciple finds his son in bed, learning in bed. He says, you could come out of bed. It's fine. So he came out. The godless of Reb Chaim Kanievsky of not saying a word, not asking, Halavai and all of us, Reb Yosef, talk to your kids, and it's like, I remember this, like, until the disciple tells you to come out of bed, you don't come out. The Torah has to come and tell you, befurish, that you're different. Until then you're stuck in bed. Ketzad, what's the story? So you have a whole long pasuk here. This Hashem Mitzayro is like a chatos. There's a lot of extra over here. We know that a Mitzayro has to do very interesting stuff. Here we have a Gevaldik video. Check this out. It's a play on the other ones. This is the Mitzayra. That I liked a lot. He has to put the blood on his ear and on his toe. You got to see it again. What he does to his ear. Look what he does to his ear. Because he can't go past that line, so he has to pull his ear inside. Oh, Givaldi. Okay. The Torah says that you have to do something different, very different. You have to put blood on his thumb and on his toe. So maybe this other thing called emurim. I don't want to ADD everybody here, but this is emurim, yeah? A new one for today. He takes the pieces of meat and throws them onto the mizbeach. Givaldik. Maybe since the asham is already so different with the blood on the ear, on the toe, maybe there shouldn't be a murim. No, it's like a chatos. The asham is like a chatos. Just like the chatos requires, you have to sprinkle the blood on the mizbeach. You have to put the different pieces of meat on the mizbeach. So too, you have to put the asham mitzayra's meat on the mizbeach. Imkein, says the Gemara. Okay, so what do we have here? Basically, the Gemara is asking this pasuk that you just taught me, that it's ma'akiv. I need it for something completely different. Now what? I need the pasuk to say that the mitzayra has to be in the north. That's why. In other words, I thought that the mitzayra is so different, and that because it's different, you don't have to put the meat on the mizbeach. Kamashon, I need a pasuk that you put the meat on the mizbeach. It's so different that it maybe doesn't need the north. So I need a pasuk that is Sham Mitzayra is in the north. So I don't have an extra pasuk. You're telling me there's an extra pasuk here. That what? I'm going to learn that it's ma'akiv. No, it's not extra. I wouldn't know Asham Mitzayra because Asham Mitzayra is so different because of the blood situation, the ear and the toe. So I think you don't need it. So that's why I need the pasuk. So it's not there to be extra. It's there just to tell me the halacha. They have to do it in the north. Says the Gemara, Mk, nichtav b'hai v'lo nichtav b'hai. So if that's the case, just say the pasuk only by Hashem Mitzayra, and I'm going to learn from the Hashem Mitzayra to all the other Hashemis. Why is there a pasuk by all the other Hashemis and by Hashem Mitzayra? If you're telling me that it's not ma'akiv, that there's not a double pasuk, so if you don't have double, there's no ma'akiv. In Kachim you need two psukim. One is not ma'akiv. So you tell me right now, no, it's not ma'akiv, and I need it by Hashem Mitzayra because it's so different, but it's not ma'akiv. So just say it by Hashem Mitzayra. and then I'll learn it to all the other ashams. Why did the Torah have to repeat itself twice? Says the Gemara, Nicha. So that's why the fact that it said also by Hashem and Sir and also by the other ones tells me that it is Ma'akev. It sounds all complicated, but it's pretty simple. If you hold that this Hashem and Sir is a brand new thing, it's a new chiddush. Okay, what you're saying is great. That if it just said it by Hashem and Sir, we can learn all the other ashams from it. Why? Because that's the way it works. It's different. It's a chiddush, and it has a chiddush in it, and I'm going to learn other ashams from it. But what if you hold that you can't learn from it, and it can't learn from anybody else? I need this pasuk to tell me by asham mitzayra that you have to do it in the north. Says the Gemara, once the Torah tells me that Kachatas ha'asham, whoever said sponsors, I'm going to ask you to repeat this Gemara in a second. Kivin ahadre. That once we said that the asham mitzayra has to put the imurim on the mizbeach, this picture, here, show it for a second. That one. So now asham mitzayra is like all the other ashams. So it also needs you have to do the tzafin as well. Memela, now that I have a second pasuk by Asham Mitzayra, so now I have two psukim, and what does that tell me? Two psukim is me'akev. Real quickly, Rabbi Isai. You know what, let's just finish the sugya. I'll say Lili, then I want to talk about Tuileries for a second. Our guy from Tuileries, special sponsor today. You're telling me that Asham Mitzayra is the same as all the other Ashams. Why? Because you put the meat on top of the Mizbeach. Maybe that's special. Why? Because that needs a Kayan to do it. We know that even a woman can do Shchit in the Beis HaMikdash. A Yisrael can do Shchit in the Beis HaMikdash. Maybe you don't need to do it in the north. Why does the Torah repeat itself and say that the Asham is like a Chatas? Kishar Hashem Messiah. It should be like other Hashem, you need the north. Real quickly, as I told you, my suitcase went to North Carolina. I believe it's back in Chicago now, by my Shredder's house. I needed some shirts, I needed ties, I needed even this tie. I bought Erev Shabbos. I didn't have anything, garnished. So I stopped by in Tuileries. I walk in. Nisanel Gans could be my aide. I'm not making this up. I never got a shalom aleichem like that in my life. This guy started jumping. He almost had a heart attack. He screamed, I'm going to bring him here and you'll see what I'm talking about. Hey, get over here. David, get over here. He's like, spicy! Michael Jordan is here! I don't know what to do with myself. He's running around the circle for over an hour. Wow, let's go. Let's do it. Show them what you did.
So like not every day do you see like a role model just walk into your like life, and I'm like, I don't know. Like you saw, like like people have an out of body experience. Like that was me on Friday. Out of body experience. Like, let's go.
Let's do it.
No, it was like yeah, let's go. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
And then like you hugged me how many times?
I don't remember. It was out of body experience. Whatever happened?
Was it 5? Was it 10?
I don't know. It was like just my mind was not there. I was locked in. I was like, wow,
spicy.
Let's go. That was
unbelievable. Here we go. The hugs. 1 minute. So how long are you doing the daf?
So I actually started in the mornings, usually, for the past couple of years, in, on, off, this. I started the daf when we started Zevachim. Rabbi Harav came in and he saw one video. It was like, like the Uncle Sam, I want you. So it was like, Harav was like, he was talking to me. So I was like, all right, I'm starting. And
so it's 50 days ago, basically.
Basically, a Tuileries doesn't open until the daf is over. So we start 11:06. It doesn't open till the daf is over. So
wow,
it goes by you. So
anyways, I said I need some shirts. I need this. He says, you need the slight weight suit also. I'm like, how much does it cost? He said, don't worry, we'll talk about it later. And you need these pants that he's wearing. Oh, they're sweet. Oh, kids you need these polo shirts. He fills up these things, $1,000. It's on Tuileries. You're not paying a dime. So Yishkoyach, thank you so much. Good. I'm wearing Twillery. You see, it even has the gray.
It's for the sweat, just so it doesn't ruin.
But it's nice and smooth. Yeah. All right, get back to your seat. It's a way to spice up the sugya here. The other one's half asleep. Great. Oy da 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 oy 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 da 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 mo de da da mo ya da 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 mo yo. Turning of the daf by our global, the Nishmas Reb Zeli ben Reb Avram Meir Meisels, Zechor Levrach Nishmas Reb Yehuda Doiber Reb Yisrael, Anonymous says Chusin for Atzlachem Ruchnis and Gashmis. Judah Elisheva Batya Schlesinger for Atzlachem Simcha for Yol Yuda ben Devaira Elisheva Miriam Bas Chano and Batya Bas Elisheva Miriam. I'm gonna rush here. We're not gonna finish the whole Amma. Don't worry about it. We'll get to the two dots. Says the Gemara. Let's look at the pasuk Rabbi Yisai again. Why is the Torah saying that the Asham is similar to chatos and oila? What do we gain by that? Here. Isn't it enough to say one out of the two? If I would say, if it would only say that Asham is similar to the Chatas, not Oila, how do I even know a Chatas? We said it, we started off the shir like that. How do you know a Chatas has to be in the north? I learn it, Me'oila. So come out, if I'm learning Asham from Chatas, and where do you learn Chatas from? From Oila. So it's 2 steps removed. That means I can learn from something that the whole source is from somewhere else. I'm learning the Chatas I learned from a Hekesh, and then I take a Hekesh and I learn from the Chatas to Asham. That's too far away. The Oila is over here, Hekesh to the Chatas, and from the Chatas to the Oila. I just saw one of the editors go like this. It's going to be tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem, and think, okay, we'll let them worry about it. Why didn't you just go straight to the source? Learn Asham from the Oila. You know why? Because I need to teach you this idea. By the way, this is going to throw us into the whole sugya now. Tomorrow also. If I learn something, if I learn B from A, could I take B and teach something else with a Kal V'chomer, with a Gzeir Shava, with a Hekesh? Could I do that? With another Hekesh? With another Gzeir Shava. So that's the whole sugya tomorrow. Good luck in Lakewood. Tomorrow's a shir in Lakewood. Anybody coming tomorrow? Yisrael Goldstein. Oh. What? Oh, Rabbi Yisai, I'm going to give Be'ezer Hashem, when this is over and I say goodbye to everybody and I say Shalom Aleichem and take all the selfies, I'm going to give the same shir again in Hebrew if anybody wants to stick around. It's going to be quicker, hopefully. And then I'm going to go to sleep at some time. Zok the Gemara, why don't they go straight to the Oila? Says the Gemara, because if I did that, I would think that I could learn, and the Gemara is going to say Mefurish today, but we already discussed it, this idea that you cannot learn, you have to go straight to the source, and you can't learn from a Hekesh from something that was the output, that's only in Kachim. The rest of the Torah, if I learn something from something, I learn B from A, then I can take B and teach other things. That's the rest of the Torah. Oh, if you're telling me that I had a havamina, that if you learn something, I would have thought that that you could do something. I could learn from this, from the output. So if so, so how come you're not learning from a chatas? Why are you giving me an example of Ayla? I'll tell you why. You know why I went to Ayla? Why would I go to chatas? Why would I learn from chatas if I could learn directly from the source, which is the Ayla? Oh, so the bottom line is, if you're confused, it's not a problem. Just start here. There's one thing that we're trying to accomplish here. The reason why the Torah compares Asham, or teaches us Asham from, and says, you're like a chatas, like a oila, to teach us this one idea, that once you learn something, it's the output, you cannot learn anything from it. Fine. Rav Amar, how do I know this? How do I know this idea that a hekesh cannot, if you learn B from A through a hekesh, what's a hekesh? Hekesh is, if I have two psukim next to each other, it's not the same word. When you have this word, this one says lecha, and this one says lecha, and they're in different chumashim, it's in different parashas, different brokim, that's called Gzera Shava. A hekesh means I'm comparing one to the other. Since they're very close to each other, they're in the same pasuk, they're next to each other in two different psukim, but they're close, so I'm going to compare one to the other. It's a very, very strong limo, just as strong as Gzera Shava, and even in some ways better than Gzera Shava. It's like as if it's in the Torah itself. So Rava says, it says by Parkoy and Mashiach. So I'm going to remind you, we had this, it's beautiful. Check this out. We have Parkoy and Mashiach. And it says over there that you have to sacrifice, you have to put on the Mizbeach, the Yiseris of Shtei Kloyos. I'm going to show you what that is in a second. You know what, let me just show it to you first so that we can get to this chart. This is the kidneys, the kloyos, and this is the Yiseris HaKavod, the diaphragm. Okay, but there was something else I thought. 1 minute? No? Okay. So now we go back to this. By Par Kohen Gadol, the bull of the Kohen Gadol, when he makes a mistake in halacha, he passes that you're allowed to do a certain aver, he did it, he has to bring a bull. The Yiseris, the diaphragm, and the two kloyos go on the Mizbeach. From that I learn a hekesh, that what? The parhelam davar. That's the bull that when Klal Yisrael makes a mistake based on Sanhedrin, Sanhedrin says that you could do a certain avera, and 51%, most of the majority of Klal Yisrael does the avera. They have to bring one bull called parhelam davar. How do I know that you have to put on the mizbeach the yiseres ushtei kloyos? I learned it from a hekesh from the Par Kohen Gadol. Now, could this guy, the guy in green, the parhelam davar, could he teach somebody else? No. But we do learn from it another thing, another hekesh. Soyer avodah zara. What's the pshat? How could I do that? The middle one is the output. I learned it from Par Kohen Gadol. How does it have the power to teach? So we had the same exact sugya before, but now we're going to do something else. Take a look, because it says in the pasuk kasher yuram. So kasher yuram makes the middle one as if it's mefurish by the middle one. Once it's mefurish by the middle one, I could teach the one on the left, which is Sari Avodah Zarah. Let's see inside. So why does it say that? If just teach me that you have to be makriv the Yiseres HaKavod Shtei Kloyos, that says before in the pasuk over there. Now it's Gevalik, it's on a chart. I'm trying to learn the goat of Avodah Zarah from Parhelam Davar. Begufei loiksiv. The Parhelam Davar, Rabbi Isai, the middle one doesn't have Yiseres HaKavod, Yiseres and Shtei Kloyos. And you learned it out from the one all the way on the right, the Parko Mashiach. That's why I need the kasher yuram. Let's do the thing again. Here. It's geschmack, the way it spins. Oh, boom. I need kasher yuram. Then a heavy command, it should be as if Parhelam Davar says it mefurish by it. And it shouldn't be that it's just a plain simple output that it was learned by Hekesh, and in turn it teaches. another thing. So what do you see from here? Says Rava, you see from here that a hekesh cannot teach another hekesh. Something that's learned by a hekesh. The parallel of the middle one was learned by a hekesh, cannot go ahead and teach another one. How come it's not? How come it doesn't say it mefurish by its in itself? Because of because I wouldn't know this halacha. I want to teach this idea that you cannot learn from a hekesh. What I mean by a hekesh, that if the whole source, your source is a hekesh, you can't go ahead and teach others. Maybe you should. It's better that it says it, but it's very similar to what we said before. The same kind of svara. The reason why the Torah wrote it and made a hekesh, to teach us this idea that what? Once the whole source, like the middle one, parallel and dover, is learned by hekesh, it doesn't have the right to teach a third thing. Rabbi Sai, have a good Voch. Thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.